My name is Connie Alushula from Babadogo Junior and Primary School.
My name is Bramwell Wendwa from grade 5 in BD Primary School.
My name is Abraham Eliud. I am a grade 6 learner. I live in a place called Maringo.
My name is Michael Omega. I'm in grade 8.
My names are Tamara Akini. I am from Babadogo Primary School and I am in grade 4. My favorite subject is mathematics and my favorite sport in school is netball.
My name is Akaja. I work for the people of Nairobi as the governor. Growing up in this city, I understand the challenges that many families face, and especially now with the difficult economic times. When I was senator, I remember during the COVID period, when schools had been closed for a long time, we had high cases of vandalism in the schools. And so together with some friends, I got some donations of desks to take to these schools. Now, when I went to these schools, normally you'd ask the children, what would you like me to give you? They're excited, they're jumping up and down. You expect them to say soda or sweets, But these kids started saying food. And what I could do that day was to get a few bags of maize delivered for them to cook. But I realized it's not sustainable.
Before the program, it was really very hard for the learners to get lunch, especially those from the vulnerable community. We could find that when you get into the class in the morning, you see some of them sleeping. When you teach, they're not even active. And they used to have excuses of, I'm sick, and yet they're not sick.
The learners never used to get satisfied. Some could come hungry from home because we are coming from a slum area, and also very humble backgrounds of learners who cannot even have anything in the morning. Before we used to have a lunch program, and our kitchen cannot compare with what used to be there before. Previously, what we used to have could not meet these standards.
So I started researching, how can this be done? How can we get our children to eat? And I looked at legislation. There's a National School Lunch Act in the US. I tried to bring that legislation in the Senate.
Mr. Speaker, if you go to many of our schools and you look at those children, you'll want to shed a tear. Because they're trying to keep brave faces, but they're hungry. The children in Nairobi and in the urban areas are really suffering. So I think while you've put this here, we must emphasize that aspect of school feeding by government being able to buy this produce from our farmers. I don't think there'll be a better way to allocate, whether it is 5 billion or 10 billion, Mr. Speaker, for our children. Because if a child has nothing in their stomach, nothing will go into their head.
Unfortunately, we weren't successful. Elections came, and so I made it one of the pledges that we shall feed our children.
If you could look at the physical outlook, you could see that the child is exhausted in one way or the other. Due to that, most of the learners used to absent themselves from school, and they never even used to do homework. Making even the teacher to have that kills the morale of the teacher.
1 out of 4 children miss school, or used to miss school. Now I can say that at least, because of hunger. People don't realize that urban poverty is really, really biting. You might look at Nairobi and say, oh, this is a rich county, everyone is well-to-do. But those in informal settlements, the urban poor, are really, really doing badly. That's why we came up with this intervention.
Being an old parent in this school, I was in the former feeding program from the school. I found that it was a bit expensive and a burden to the parents. And you could find the children lying around the field hungry, because the policy of the school, you should not bring food from outside because of the food safety.
This cooking and giving our children food is more than just the material provisions. There's love involved. There is care for these children. There is a passion for nutrition, the passion for education. And the food for education are perfect. And many of the conditions are what they were able to meet, because we needed somebody who could also source for support elsewhere from donors. We need somebody who has done this before. We saw the investment they had put in the central kitchen. So those are people with skin in the game. They have already invested in that facility that produces around 60,000 meals at a go. It can do more. And so that is why we settled on Wawira Njiru and food for education.
Dishi Na County is a partnership between Food for Education and the Nairobi County government that essentially feeds children across the county. And that food is distributed out of central kitchens. So we have 1 giga kitchen that is constructed by Food for Education that provides 60,000 meals every single day. We have 10 central kitchens that are constructed by the Nairobi City County government. And we are now constructing 7 additional kitchens in partnership with the Nairobi City County government government to be able to reach the goal of 250,000 children.
There's a young child, I remember, and the story is very interesting. The mom speaks about it. The child went home running to the mother from Babadogo Primary School and said, "Today Governor Sakaja has come and said there's going to be work." The mom had been in Nairobi for 6 years without getting successful work. And so she became a construction site worker at the Babadogo Primary School kitchen. She worked in the construction site, and today she's a server. She works there serving.
Mimi ni cook kwa hii kitchen. Kwanza nilianza na foundation ya hii kitchen, ikianza kutoka chini mpaka Sakaja alikuja akafungua, tukaanza kazi, nikafanya hapa for 2 weeks. Then nikaenda kwingine, nikafanya nikagoja kitchen nikamalizwa. Venye program ilianza, nilikuja nikajipata tena niko ndani kwa kazi, niko cook.
Before I came into Dishi Na County, I've been doing outside catering in my house. You have to go out there and send yourself. I have to push myself to go and look for that one client. But with Dishi Na County, I know every month I'm getting my pay, even if I don't even get that client. So I know I'm getting that satisfaction of paying my bills because the Dishi Na County is there.
More than 2,000 jobs created. We have cooks, we have those who clean, we have drivers of the trucks that take the food around, and those who are involved in the construction right now. They're very happy, they're passionate about it. And, as I said, this is a passion project. You must feel what you're doing. And so it's created a lot of jobs. For our farmers, we get food from across the country. We get dengu, green grams, from Meru, Tharaka Nithi and Kitui counties. We get our tomatoes from Machakos as well, from Kirinyaga and Nakuru County. We get our western beans and dengus from Busia County. So all over. And these are smallholder farmers, people with an acre, half an acre, smaller, but they are assured. And so there's an entire ecosystem around Dishi Na County that is supporting families, is supporting livelihoods, is supporting the economy of our country. It's an amazing, amazing value chain from the farmer to the child, and everything in between.
Before Dishi Na County ikuje, tulikuwa na program ya shuleni. Hiyo ya shule ilikuwa tunalipa 2,900 per month. Sasa ilikuwa pesa nyingi. Watu najua kuna watu wengine wako wanaweza afford. Ilikuwa ngumu sana ku afford kwao. Sasa ilibidi wengine wako wanalipa, wengine walikuwa wanabiwa kutoka home. Sasa kubeba kutoka home, wakifika shule by the time wakifika lunch, wanataka kukula, inakuwa baridi na si vizuri kula chakula baridi.
Before Dishi Na County, we were fighting for lines for Githeri. But now we are coming just slowly. They are tapping us and now we go to it.
So this is my watch. After you register, you can pay the money through a code that they are going to give to you. So when it's lunchtime, when you have your watch, you just go to the person who is going to tap you. You show them your watch, and they're just going to use a device so that they are able to scan you and see if you have enough money, and then you can be able to eat.
Yeah, I like that process because the other process, we were given meal cards. Someone will lose that meal card easily. At least now with the Dishi Na County, even if you lose the watch, the TSMs always come to our classes every day to ensure that you've taken a meal. If you don't have the watch, you can give out your parents' number. That's quite efficient.
Mostly we eat rice, beans, or rice with green grams, but we mostly like the rice with beans. The rice and beans, it comes with a banana.
My favorite food is rice and beans. I like it because it's sweet.
Na kwa chakula ya Dishi Na County mimi napenda rice and beans.
My favorite meal is rice and green grams.
Now that Dishi Na County has been introduced, we get a lot of nutrients from the food we eat. For example, maybe if we have beans and rice, we might find carrots inside, cabbages, and also once in a month, we get bananas, which makes me feel happy all the time because it is nutritious and healthy.
I like Dishi Na County because it's very affordable. It helps pupils from different parts of Makadara to get a nutritious meal.
We have this report from maybe Harambe, maybe from BD. The kids are saying the food is so sweet. It gives me that joy to wake up every morning to come and prepare that food.
Watoto wakati naingia na hii gari kwa shule, wanafurahianga sana wakijua tumewaletea chakula. wanaanzanga kutuimbia Dishi Na County. Wakifurahi sana, hata sio watoto peke yake, hata wazazi. In fact, hata kwa barabara. Sisi kama hapa Kibera hapa kuna kuanga na jamu kidogo. Polisi wanatuondoleanga jamu na hata wao madereva huko wanaondoa magari yao kituambia tupeleke watoto chakula.
We are happy because this Dishi Na County has brought even improvement in the performance, because learners are able to stay on from morning up to evening and they are able to concentrate. Children love school. This is somewhere they can come, feed, and also feel catered for in their basic needs.
When Dishi Na County idea came, it was very nice. We embraced it because one, it is affordable, it is cheap. My boy shares with me what they eat every day. It is a very balanced diet. Nutrition is very important when it comes to a learner because food is fuel to the brain of our child. It promotes their cognitive because they'll be able to capture what the teacher is teaching.
Dishi Na County has so many advantages to the learners. It has reduced a lot of absenteeism. Earlier on, when the children were not eating in school, so many children were unable to come to school because they did not have anything to eat. But when the Dishi Na County came forth, today we have such a large population in our school. A class which earlier on was 50, now it is double and more. So this lunch is so nutritious to them, such that learning has become so easy in the classrooms.
Mimi si cook peke yake. Mimi mpaka ni mzazi kwa hii program. Tunashukuru sana hii program. Imetupatia kazi rahisi. Kuna wazazi unakuta maybe unaenda job mahali, unafaa kufika job by saa 1, unakuamka saa 11 kupikia watoto, uwapakie lunch. Program mimi kama mzazi imenipeleka tu vizuri because beleni tulikuwa tunalipa pesa mingi sana.
Initially, they were not believing that they could be given food just for 5 shillings. They thought that it will be a very useless food, tasteless, served maybe a spoon. But if we look on this line, we are seeing these children eating food that is well packed, warm and sweet.
Uwezi pata chakula ya 5 bob mahali. Hata saizi ukienda kwa duka utapata chakula ya 5 bob. Uwezi hadi na feel kulia juu inakaa kitu poa tu, ni kwa emotional. Juu walikuwa wanahangaika watoi. Ungepata mtoto amefukuzwa juu ya food na ako nyumbani. Saizi Kobole, hata kama ni uko Msoto aje, Kobole utapata. Mtoto atakula, atakaa shule, atasoma.
Hii malipo inakuanga very affordable. Tukifanya mkutano hakuna mzazi nimewezi sikia akiwa na complain yoyote kusaidia ya kulipa. Wazazi wamefurahi na wako sawa, na hata ukichelewa kulipa hiyo pesa ya seti kuna kuanga na ile arrangement, unapeangwa 2 time hadi wakati utafanikiwa upate unaleta. Wazazi wamefurahi sana juu ya hiyo program.
Ninasema shukrani sana because ninaweza kupata mahitaji ya wale watoto wangu. Hakuna kufukuzwa shule, naweza lipa fee, home naweza afford kubuy food. Watoto wanaweza pata chochote wanataka. Life imekuwa tu sawa.
When I grow up, I will like to be a government chemist.
When I want to grow up, I want to be an architecture.
When I grow up, I would like to be a lawyer.
Dishi Na County is love in action. Dishi Na County is an investment in tomorrow. Dishi Na County is humanity. It's who we are as Nairobi. Nairobi is Dishi Na County. That is the essence of taking care of your neighbor, taking care of, the next person, and expressing that love to them. That is what Dishi Na County is to me. It's more than just a feeding program. It is that assurance to the children that there's a government that cares. It is that assurance to parents that somebody has my back. Even though I'm working and even though times are tough, there's someone, there's a government, there is, these institutions that my vote means something, in just taking care of the children. That's what Dishi Na County is.